Hi everyone, it's Michael Citron, the Citron Real Estate Group at Remax Park Creek, coming to you from our 74th edition of Ask Michael Monday. I'm really excited to have Ralph DiSalvo on our show. Ralph,
Hey,
thank
Mike.
you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Ralph's a person I've known for many years, grew up, emulating, and he's a successful businessman. So Ralph, introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey everybody, Ralph DiSalvo. Real excited to be here, Mike. It's an honor and a pleasure to be asked to be on Ask Michael Monday. I've been watching these episodes since the beginning. Comment every week. Just they're awesome, informative. Really excited to be part of it.
I appreciate it.
Ralph DiSalvo just moved to Parkland with the family in 2008 from Plantation. Was real excited to come to the community here for the lifestyle that really attracted us here. And at that time, our kids were littler. They were 3 and 1, so it was just a perfect move for us to be part of Parkland. Plus, we had many businesses in Parkland at that time. Well, Carl Springs at that time as well.
Which businesses do you currently have?
Okay, right now we have a Sicilian oven on Sample Road in 101st Avenue. We opened there, I guess it's going to be about 8 years ago now. 8 years. So, but doing very well there. We have 6 locations from Aventura to Boca, and the chain is growing, and people are really enjoying the food and coming back. Not having to look for new customers every day is pretty good.
And then you have you just opened not too long ago, you took over the car wash.
Yes, I purchased the business and the property at 10160, which is Carl Springs Drive and Wiles Road. 33-year-old business.
Yes.
It's been a car wash for 33 years. The gentleman that owned it for the past 25 years is ready to retire. We went in there. We spent a bunch of efforts with technology, putting new equipment in, bring the place into the 21st century. So we're real excited about that venture, and it's going well. Hope you guys all stop by.
I've gone there for many years. If you don't know, Ralph also had a restaurant years ago, family-run business called DiSalvo. I grew up as a kid.
Yep.
I lived 2 doors away from Ralph in Jack and Earl Lakes and Plantation, and my parents loved DiSalvo's. They cry that they can't go anymore. But definitely, Sicilian is an amazing restaurant, great food, great atmosphere. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's an amazing restaurant, which has just blossomed all over the place.
Right.
Definitely check out the car wash. It's a great car wash. It's actually right up from our CrossFit gym, and you can easily see it. It's an amazing establishment. So question, you moved to Parkland. Why did you move here? What made you move from Plantation? You lived there many years.
Right.
And you've lived in multiple parts of Parkland. Tell where areas and why you continue.
So in 2008, we moved into Heron Bay. We lived in Edgewood there. We bought a nice home there on the golf course, beautiful golf lot in the water. We loved it and we enjoyed it. We were also, at that time, I was a member at the country club here before I actually lived in Parkland Golf and Country Club.
Yeah, we're here at Parkland Golf. This is an amazing house. I'm going to convince Ralph to list it with me when we're off the show. We actually sit, you can't see on camera, but you can see this amazing kitchen. But we're right on the golf course here on the 14th and 18th hole.
Down the fairway, yeah.
It's just amazing. If you have ever seen an amazing, hopefully one day I'll be able to give a tour for you, so I can sell this house.
Right now, Mike.
Yeah, no, I know you're happy. Yeah, I gotta ask. So you definitely are a Parkland resident through and through. Now you have obviously a different pulse on the market in commercial and residential. What do you see for the future of Parkland, both commercial and residential?
Well, I think everybody can see or people that are looking at the market could see that the residential continues to grow north in the wedge with the new communities. I'm a real believer in Parkland Golf and Country Club. I believe that they have something special in this resident, in this community. But Parkland's a great spot. People come to our home from Plantation, and they're like, "My God, we crossed over the Sawgrass, and we think like we're in Fantasyland."
Yeah.
And that was the mystique that
In a
I
way.
love and so excited about living in Parkland. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you live on the other side of the bridge," and
Sure.
in a kidding way. But yeah, that's right, we do. It's beautiful.
And it's a great city. Like I always say, we live in a small town, Mayberry type of city, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of
Correct.
South Florida. So
Correct.
it's a great, and you have an amazing house and an amazing community of
Right.
Parkland Golf. But you're definitely right. It's a big difference from where Plantation is. And then commercially, what do you think about Parkland, maybe the area Coral Springs of Parkland?
Well, I think you get there's more redevelopment opportunities in Coral Springs, and there is actually expansion for growth in Coral Springs. I think in Parkland as well, maybe down the line, we'll start seeing different projects, redevelopment projects. Obviously, we spoke about it, how tight the commercial market is here,
Sure.
just because it's just not zoned, a lot of areas zoned for that. But
Yeah.
I think that might change.
I do too. I
So-
see the Heron Bay
yeah.
areas sold and
Right.
resold, and a lot of activity going on there, and that'll be positive growth for the city in the future. Now, Ralph's an amazing entrepreneur, very successful,
Oh, Mike, stop.
amazingly
Stop.
successful person. What advice can you give to young entrepreneurs out there in the business, or people who are looking to start a business? They really want to guide themselves in the right direction of having the best opportunity to expand into their next horizon.
Right. Well, as far as, and I appreciate that compliment, Mike,
Yeah.
about I'm a great business person, and
You are.
it's nothing short of just hard work and trying to stay laser focused to whatever your focus is to make sure that you continue on that on that path.
Sure.
Yeah.
What if you're starting a business today, what would be the number one thing that you would recommend? I mean, if there was one thing you could give an example of what you did.
Well, first you got to find something that you're passionate about, and you got to follow your heart with that. And being like I mentioned, just laser focused and not trying to be everything to everyone. Because I think today, if you have a niche, it seems to be a bigger appeal.
I also know Ralph, that he works across, but he's very dedicated, gets up early, and so I find that people that are successful have a passion, as you said, but are also very dedicated, get up early. Do you see that in many people that you work with? That they get up every morning, they get up early. It's a common
Sure.
commonality.
I would think that's business people are up early and usually early to bed as well. So even I'm in the restaurant business, sometimes I'm in bed at 9:30 just
Wow.
because my day starts.
Crazy.
We see each other at the gym.
6 a.m.,
6
7 a.m. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Ralph. It's a pleasure and honor
My
to
pleasure.
come here
Thank
at
you.
this amazing house that you built, and just totally. It makes you think of where everything started to now. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're successful, and I wish you the best of luck and continued success. And I really say to check out Ralph's business. He runs them well. They have amazing staff. He helps support the economy in this local community. And I'm honored to know you and call you a friend. I appreciate it. Thank you so
Mike.
much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.